How you doing, folks? It's Joe Value here for Cold Beer Sports on Sunday night with two selections for tomorrow. Two of them running in Kempton, and I would be expecting both of them to go very close, to be honest with you. But before I get on to them, no selection for today. I was fancying a few, but again, the price was against us, so I didn't really feel the need to be tipping up short price favourites. So I left them be. One of them won, and the other one fell, or got brought down actually. So maybe just as well I didn't give them on. But what was I going to say to you? Yeah, I went over to Navan today to have a look at a couple of past Cheltenham heroes, and maybe there could have been a future Cheltenham hero there today as well. I was very impressed with my mate Mozzie. I wanted to just see him in the flesh to see what type of horse he was, and he's not the biggest now, to be fair, uh, but he definitely has a great bit of an engine there. There's no doubt about it. If you wanted to be picky, you could say, today, well, for a start, I suppose he hadn't got the race sewn up when the horse of Gordon Elliott's fell when challenging the Botany Bay Bush. The jockey seemed very confident after the race. He was saying, he hadn't really gone for everything on him, and he thought he was holding him safely. Just with the jumping out to the right, you'd be a little bit concerned, I suppose, going left-handed in the future. But I think maybe the fact that he was forced to make his own run on it again today, maybe if he was taking the lead for future races, he might, jump a bit straighter. But all in all, I thought his jumping was pretty good. He has a fantastic jumping in for a novice, and you'd have to say now, if he goes on to the Royal Bond and Ferryhouse, which is a right-handed track, and he won that, he'd probably be Ireland's leading hope there for the Supreme Novice Hurdle, or at least one of them anyway. As things stand, he probably is one of the Ireland's main hopes. But a nice winner there for Gavin Cromwell. Mark Walsh doing the steering there today, and he won. To be fair, he won very, very easily in the end, and probably would have won anyway if the other horse had stayed up on his feet. Florent Porter, was running a good race, but last year's Stayers Hurdles winner, but came down there to second last. Hard to know what would have happened there. Darasio, a fit horse going into it today, kept galloping all the way to the line and got his day in the sun. And I thought Notebook was fairly impressive, although Sam Crow, maybe the trip was a bit short, maybe Sam Crow not as good as he was, or maybe Sam Crow is just not the horse they thought he was going to be. But Notebook couldn't do much more than he did, and he put the rest to bed pretty quickly when Rachel Blackmore wanted him to. It was it was a good day, enjoyable day at the races, and my horse to take over definitely would be my mate Mozzie. I thought, his jumping is electric, and I just think he's a really, really good horse. But he has bigger fish to fry, no doubt, in the future. What about the boys in the Breeders' Cup? Like 8 winners from 2 nights racing, which is sensational. I was delighted actually. Well, obviously I was delighted that they done well, but I was delighted I kind of stayed out of the preview because let the two boys at it, and like they're just. I knew well from talking to them before about the Breeders' Cup that their knowledge was fantastic, and I was delighted that's the way it proved as well. So I think the two of them, there are 2 naps of the meeting won, and sure any amount of winners after that as well, which is fantastic. So all good. Hopefully I can do my little bit tomorrow as well. I was looking at Kempton there, as I say, and there's a horse there in the 2:30 at Kempton called Isolate. When I'm going through a race, I try to, obviously you'll have a look, see what price the favourite is and all that, but I try to kind of work the race around them and maybe try and get him beat. But the deeper I was digging in this race, it all just kept going back to Isolate. Now he is a little bit inexperienced over fences, but you have to say his performance at Kempton last time was really, really good. He jumped, very, very well in the main. This will be a bit of a tougher test, but I really like the way he did settle a lot better, and there's plenty of pace up front. So tomorrow as well. I think that'll suit him. He's just a young horse that's now really getting the grips with the racing game. He was a bit of a head case over hurdles, and fences seem to have really made a man of him. He reminds me a bit of that presence in Counting, where fences have definitely improved him, and I think he can go on winning now until he just meets horses that he's not able to beat. But definitely isolate there tomorrow. It's worth a 2 point win. He's 9-4. Now he is a bit shorter elsewhere, but I find these days it's incredible that the bookmakers, they all just price them up very, very conservatively the day before, and I'd be expecting this not to drift out to maybe 5-2, maybe a bit better. It is a competitive enough race, but he's too short at 7-4 now, but he is 9-4 in a place, so I'll tip him up. 2 point win, isolate there in the 2:30 at Kempton. And my final selection, second and final selection of the day, is in the 3:30 at Kempton. A mare by the name of Lost in Montmarte. She's worth a 2 point win, I think, here. Alex Edwards doing the steering. She's definitely going the right way. I thought she was, a winner, a very authoritative winner there at Hereford last time out, and with conditions again in her favour. And as I say, still, improving away there. She only went up £4 for the last time in Hereford, which I thought was very generous. Like, you could see with a circuit to go that she had the race in safekeeping basically once she, kept jumping well, and she did keep jumping well and run out a very easy winner. She's still improving, as I say, so I'm going to chance her there for a 2 point win at 5-1. And, I really do like these two, to be fair, and I'm going to stick them in there for a point win double as well. So that's the two for tomorrow. Hopefully they can go and win, get the week off to the perfect start. Last week, obviously a great week for the channel. The channel going places, as I say. Stick around and enjoy the ride, as they say. So take care. It's Joe Value for Code Bear Sports. Bet safe and enjoy the sport. All the best.